the Rosewood Hotel London, which is where Tom Cruise is about to be awarded his fellowship of the British Film Institute. So obviously we are going to be here with our message loud and clear that it is offensive to ex-Scientologists that Tom Cruise is being given a fellowship. And here we are, guys, we stand here so we're not blocking the banner. And this is the entrance to the Rosewood Hotel. We can see security here are shutting the gates. Yeah, you're facing the wrong way.
You've got 10 seconds.
Have you got your megaphone?
Oh shit, yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. I got it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was abused as a child at the Church of Scientology in London. Tom Cruise is the spokesperson for the Church of Scientology. The BFI awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship is nothing but insulting and offensive to us ex-Scientologists. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary provided for by the Church of Scientology, and it is grossly offensive to those of us who are trying to seek justice for the abuse that we suffered inside the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is famous enough as it is. He does not need any more fame or money through the fellowship of the BFI. All this does is tarnish the name of the British Film Institute. When will we be given our time? When will we be given our justice as survivors of abuse inside Scientology? We have nothing against those who follow the beliefs of L. Ron Hubbard, the space alien called Xenu. Believe in him all you want. But unfortunately, Tom Cruise is the beneficiary and chief promoter of a child-abusing, human trafficking cult. In 1984, High Court Judge Lord Justice Leahy ruled that the Church of Scientology is a dangerous, harmful organisation that is out to capture people, especially young, vulnerable children. That ruling still stands to this day. Why the BFI thinks it is appropriate to offer Tom Cruise a fellowship today is nothing short of offensive. We are here, guys. We're ruffling some feathers here.
They don't like enough, are they?
Should we stand on the other side? Because then we can see in, look.
Yeah.
We can see everyone going in here.
Ah,
right. So, where is our sign? Here we go. So you can see it's time to end abuse in Scientology. I'm going to stand on the other side. So I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was abused as a child by the Church of Scientology, and Tom Cruise is about to be awarded a fellowship at the British Film Institute in the Rosewood Hotel just now. So we're here protesting.
Good for him, because he's obviously just a wonderful individual,
well,
isn't he?
No, nothing against him, absolutely. He can do what he wants, but like awarding him a fellowship only enables further abuse, right?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely with you,
Thank you. We're live streaming on YouTube, and obviously they really don't like it. But, you know, we're saying, look, he doesn't need the fame or the money. He's already famous enough. So, you know, awarding him a fellowship doesn't do anything but further enable abuse, right?
Right, well, you're looking at somebody here who's a member of the LGBT Alliance.
Oh, wow, amazing.
So believe me, I know it's like to stand up outside places and wave placards.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Good on you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No,
See you soon. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will at the Church of Scientology in London, just around the corner from where we are standing today. Many of my friends have been forced to have abortions, have been put on hard manual labour, have been physically by David Miscavige, the leader of the Church of Scientology. We have nothing against people who choose to follow Scientology. But what we do say is that it is offensive for the British Film Institute to be awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship today. Tom Cruise is famous enough as it is. He earns enough money. He does not need a fellowship. All this does is further enable abuse and legitimize a dangerous organization. Now, many of Tom Cruise's staff are actually members of the C organization, which is the elite group of Scientology staff members who have signed $1 billion-year contracts dedicating their life to working for the Church of Scientology. But instead, they find themselves working for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labor provided by the Church of Scientology. That is why we're here standing today in protest, because it's time for the abuse to end inside Scientology. Huh? Yeah. Maybe they're invited. As soon as the BFI announced that Tom Cruise was being awarded a fellowship, I reached out to the BFI press office. I wrote an email to Jay Hunt, the chair of the British Film Institute, requesting a meeting so that we didn't have to stand here and protest. I said, would you listen to us as survivors of abuse and how this is grossly offensive to us? I didn't so much as get a reply. That is why we are standing here today in protest, because we think it is grossly offensive for Tom Cruise to be awarded the prestigious fellowship of the British Film Institute when he is the beneficiary of an abusive organisation, the organisation that abused me as a child here in London. Many of my friends were forced to have abortions. Many of my friends were put on hard manual labour. I was locked in a room, forcibly held against my will as a teenager, a 15-year-old child. Many of my friends have been sexually abused, raped as teenagers at the headquarters of Church of Scientology in the UK. Tom Cruise knows all of this. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of all of this. Tom Cruise promotes all of this. By the BFI awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, all this does is create further dissonance for us. As survivors of abuse inside Scientology, we are seeking justice. We are seeking to be heard. And the BFI is just going to tarnish its name by awarding Tom Cruise this fellowship. How are we doing, everybody? Thank you for joining for part 2. We are here outside the Rosewood Hotel, which is where Tom Cruise is about to be awarded the fellowship of the BFI, the British Film Institute, in response to his Mission Impossible premiere that is happening very soon. There's people here standing with envelopes, obviously waiting to welcome people. I imagine Tom Cruise will be due here any minute because obviously it is dinner time. There are people gathering just over there. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was abused as a teenager by the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is about to be awarded a fellowship of the BFI, and all that does is enable and promote further abuse. We have nothing against, but we do have something against the abuse that this organisation is engaging in. Tom Cruise is the promoter and beneficiary of slave labour provided for by the Church of Scientology. That's why we are standing here in protest. If Jay Hunt, the chairman of the British Film Institute, had replied to my email several months ago, we wouldn't be standing here today. Tom Cruise is famous enough as it is. He earns enough money. He does not need a fellowship of the British Film Institute. All this does is give credibility and legitimacy to an organisation that is doing great harm to many people all around the world. I'm also the subject of a currently ongoing campaign of targeted harassment, a hate website, 10,000 attack tweets. This is the sort of behaviour that the Church of Scientology engages in, and this is the sort of behaviour that the British Film Institute are supporting by giving Tom Cruise a fellowship tonight. As an ex-Scientologist, we are seeking justice, we are seeking accountability, and the British Film Institute are only further enabling abuse. Yeah. He's been given the fellowship of the British Film Institute, which is a massive honour in the film industry. I'm an ex-Scientologist, and it's greatly offensive to us who are seeking justice for the abuse that we suffered. So we're here protesting the BFI.
I follow the Susan LA on
Yeah, he's great.
So, because I spent a lot of time in LA, and I've always
Cool.
spent past that Scientology centre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they keep refused to help. And it's something to do.
Yeah.
And when he started protesting, I was like, be outside.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
Dead, yeah. No, precisely.
And it happens in London too. That's where you got to realise, the UK is like, Scientology is still like harming people in the UK.
Most countries, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Apostate Alex on YouTube if you want to follow what we're doing. Apostate Alex is my name on YouTube. All right, see ya.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but be careful because I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
What I was looking at very closely behind Ladies and gentlemen of the British Film Institute, please understand that by awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, you are only enabling and promoting further abuse. The Church of Scientology was ruled in the High Court here in the UK in 1984 by Lord Justice Leahy. Lord Justice Leahy ruled in 1984 that the Church of Scientology is a harmful, dangerous organisation that is out to capture people, especially young, vulnerable, impressionable children. This ruling still stands to this day. So therefore, in British law, Scientology is considered a dangerous, harmful cult. Tom Cruise is the chief spokesperson of the Church of Scientology. Many of his staff members have signed the $1 billion contracts dedicating their life to working for Scientology, but instead they find themselves working for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour, and that is why we are here. As survivors of abuse who are seeking justice, who are seeking accountability, who want to be heard for the abuse that we suffered, this is a slap in the face. It is an insult, and all the BFI are doing is promoting and enabling further abuse. It is disgraceful. Shame on the BFI. How are we doing, everybody in the chat? Thank you so much for joining. We are now outside the Rosewood Hotel, which is where Tom Cruise is going to be awarded the fellowship just momentarily. There are lots of fancy cars going in. We are standing here with our sign and with our loudspeaker. Yeah, so the serious crime make coercive control illegal. Only alcoholics do it. That's what we want to do. Remove that part of the law so they can apply to the work for legal policy. Apparently, the law says gross performance offence, but it can only be committed by a partner. They recognise what it is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. As a teenager, I was abused by the Church of Scientology, locked in a room, forcibly held against my will as a teenager. This is the sort of harmful behaviour that the Church of Scientology engages in. At the moment, I'm currently the subject of a sustained, targeted and campaign of harassment paid for by the Church of Scientology. They're trying to do whatever they can to shut us down as victims of abuse. We don't have a problem with Tom Cruise's beliefs, but we do have a problem with his behaviours. by awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship. Today you are doing is enabling and promoting further abuse. Shame on BFI. Shame on Tom. Tom Cruise is the mouthpiece and chief spokesperson for the Church of Scientology. So for him to be awarded a BFI fellowship today is only an insult and grossly offensive to survivors of abuse. When we heard of this topic today, we emailed and shared Jane Hunt to the British Film Institute, seeking a private meeting so that we can discuss our concerns, so that we can explain why awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship with the British Film Institute is going to tarnish the name of the BFI, and why it is insulting to survivors of abuse such as myself. That email was ignored, and that is why we are here today. Jane Hunt, if you're listening, if you can provide my email, but unfortunately, we didn't, so we're here. And we have one clear message, and that is that the awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship with the BFI is only an insult to us ex-Scientologists who were abused by this organisation. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise, if you're in there, help is always available through the Artemis Foundation.
Is that his?
Right? Even Tom Cruise needs help. Do you need a drink? No, I'm good. Thank you. Hello, everybody in the chat. How are we doing? Let's have a little look at what's going on. Thank you for joining, everyone. Amy's here. So expensive per night, $600. Yeah, and that's the cheap rooms. Press 1 if you smash the like button. Yeah, exactly. Terry Ray is here. Happy Monday. Thank you. So we are out at the Rosewood Hotel in London, which is where Tom Cruise is about to be awarded a fellowship of the British Film Institute, which is a very prestigious award. So we are here protesting that decision because it tarnishes the good name of the BFI and it only damages the case that we are trying to make as survivors of abuse. We have our sign here. Austin has joined us. And we are loud and clear. It's time to end abuse in Scientology. Here we go, right outside the hotel. And this is the main entrance, so we will probably see Tom Cruise going in very shortly. Let me flip you around so you can see what we're doing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barbaros, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. Today, Tom Cruise is being awarded a fellowship with the BFI here at the Rosewood Hotel in London. Unfortunately, this is a disgrace. It is grossly offensive to us survivors of abuse inside Scientology, and that is why we are here. Tom Cruise is famous enough. Tom Cruise has enough money. He does not need a fellowship. Awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship to the BFI only promotes and enables further abuse. As a teenager, I was held against my will forcibly at the Church of Scientology in London. This is an organisation that in 1984, the Lord Justice Lady behind court rules on the secret control organisation that is out to torture people, especially young, vulnerable, impressionable children. That is why we have a problem with the BFI awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship. This is kind of abuse. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. Many of its staff members have signed one-year contracts dedicating their life to working in Scientology. So if the BFI is to award such a man with a fellowship, a prestigious award, all it does is tarnish the name of the BFI. We are grossly offended by the BFI's decision to award the chief spokesperson of Rosewood here in London. As a survivor of abuse myself, of being injustice, and seeking accountability, and unfortunately BFI's decision to award Tom Cruise with a fellowship only touches his face. It makes it harder for us as abuse survivors to be heard. That is why it is grossly offensive for BFI to use
Can I put this here so it's a bit closer to you?
Yeah, I was thinking it might be fine.
Maybe leave it till 7.
Yeah, probably 7.
Reassess. Yeah.
Hello, Cheeky.
She said, oh, hello, Cheeky. I said, hello, Cheeky. Yeah. You go with the white shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will here in London at the Church of Scientology. The Church of Scientology was decided to be a harmful, dangerous organisation by a High Court Judge Lord Justice in 1984. Tom Cruise is the chief spokesperson of the Church of Scientology. And the BFI, all the BFI are doing and promoting further abuse. It is an insult to our survivors of abuse inside Scientology, and we strongly urge the BFI to take it back.
We've got with some chance, BFI. Fuck off. That's too much. How's everyone doing on the live chat, guys? Let's have a little look. SP Crusader is here. Hello. Thank you so much, Leanie. We are outside the Rosewood Hotel in London, which is where Tom Cruise is being awarded a BFI fellowship tonight here in London. So we are protesting with our sign that says abuse has to stop inside Scientology. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Maybe we'll see Tom Cruise arrive in a minute. It is dinner time, so I imagine it's starting very soon.
It's time for abuse to stop inside the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is very well aware of the abuse that goes on inside Scientology. In fact, he hires staff members who are slaves, born slaves, of paid for by the Church of Scientology. Many of Tom Cruise's staff members are members of the organization. They signed on to a contract dedicating their entire life to working for the church. Instead, they find themselves working for Tom Cruise. That makes Tom Cruise a beneficiary of slave labor invited by the Church of Scientology. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was forcibly held against my will as a teenager at the Church of Scientology London. Me and my friends have endured abuse in the form of forced abortions, hard manual labour, physical beating from David Miscavige. That's right, the best man for Tom Cruise at one of his weddings. And leader of the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is not only aware of the abuse that goes on inside Scientology, he is the beneficiary of the modern slave labour that is provided to him by the Church. We have nothing against the beliefs in the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is free to choose whatever it is that he wants to. But what we think the problem is the abuse he benefits from. It's time for us to be heard, and it's time for us to be listened to as survivors of abuse inside Scientology. And by awarding Tom Cruise the fellowship of the BFI, all the BFI is doing is causing and further allowing more abuse to happen. The BFI are enabling abuse, and that is not acceptable. Shame on the BFI.
I'm away now, I've got loudspeakers. shut me up.
I was going to say, where did you get that?
I've got one actually. But I don't know what I first surprised yet.
My name is Alex Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will at the Church of Scientology in London. By awarding Tom Cruise with the BFI fellowship, all this is doing is shutting us down as survivors. When will we be heard? When will we be listened? When will we seek justice? Because all of that has been made more difficult by the BFI deciding to award Tom Cruise with a fellowship. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. Not only does he benefit from slave labour, he promotes an organisation, the High Court
I'm glad we found the place. I'm so happy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Barnes-Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will as a teenager at the Church of Scientology London. I'm here to say that awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship of the British Film Institute is an insult to us as survivors of abuse. Not only is Tom Cruise aware of the abuse that Scientology engages in, Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. Many of Tom Cruise's staff members are Sea Org members, which means they've signed $1 billion-year contracts dedicating their life to working for Scientology. They are paid £50 a week. They are put on hard manual labour when their statistics go down. This is the way Tom Cruise treats his staff, and that is why we are here today. Awarding Tom Cruise with a BFI fellowship only enables and promotes further abuse, and it is quite frankly disgusting. Shame on the BFI. It really echoes in there as well. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Jojo Banana says, do we think that was him arriving in the blackout car there? I mean, all of the cars are blackout cars that are going in and out. There's lots of them. Oh, here we go. Nice.
Tom Cruise is in here tonight.
Tom Cruise is being awarded fellowship of the British Film Institute, and we say that that is grossly offensive as a survivor of abuse inside Scientology. Thank you. Give us a honk. I can't hear what you're saying.
I think as cars go in, as long as we get good things they see.
True, yeah, because they've seen it enough, they can always realise it.
Here we go, loud and clear. Hip, hip, cheerio! Scientology's got to go. The abuse has to stop. It wouldn't be a protest without saying that at least once, would it? Oh, what's going on? Here we go.
Alex, how
Yeah.
old did you leave?
2014. But I was still practicing doing courses in Scientology, basically. But yeah.
So someone wants to ask you about that, what you believe was religion for, and what you say.
Until 2016, I would have said psychologist.
So if someone was to ask what you believe,
Yeah, I'd say go and read a book.
so it's not the fact that I believe in God.
No, because the whole point is like to bring you in. There is no like, you know, explaining it. It's like, oh, you should find out for yourself. Do it like a book course, like read a book, you know?
My name's Alex Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. The BFI awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship is insulting to our cause. That's it, you roll that window up because you're afraid. Just think about how afraid we were as children. Just think about how afraid those people are who are benefiting. Just think about how afraid the slaves are that work for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is benefiting from slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. My name's Alex Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was forcibly held against my will as a child at the Church of Scientology in London. And for the BFI to be awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship today is nothing but offensive and grossly...
What's another word? Grossly offensive. What? Grossly shit. Grotesque, yeah.
Tom Cruise is famous enough. Tom Cruise has enough money. He does not need a fellowship as the BFI. Unfortunately, awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship only damages our cause as survivors of abuse who are seeking justice from our time as children inside Scientology. When will we be listened to? When will we be given an award? The British Film Institute, by awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship, is only enabling and promoting further abuse. It is grossly offensive and does damage to our cause as survivors of abuse. The BFI are enabling and promoting an abusive organisation by awarding Cruise a fellowship today. Shame on you, BFI. Shame on you.
Hello, good evening. My name is Alex Ross and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was forcibly held against my will as a teenager at the Church of Scientology in London. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided for by the Church of Scientology, and that is why it is grossly offensive for him to be awarded a fellowship by the BFI here tonight at the Rosewood Hotel. By awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, all you are doing is promoting and further enabling abuse. In 1984, a High Court judge, Lord Justice Lacey, ruled that Scientology is a harmful, dangerous organisation that is out to capture people, especially young, vulnerable children. This is a ruling that still stands to this day. By awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, you are only tarnishing the name of the British Film Institute. Tom Cruise does not need a fellowship. He has enough money, he has enough fame. All this does is hurt our cause as survivors of abuse. We have nothing against Tom Cruise's religious beliefs. We have nothing against Scientologists' beliefs. But we do have a problem with their behaviour.
I don't like his films.
And John doesn't like his films. The point we are trying to make is that by awarding Tom Cruise the prestigious fellowship of the BFI, all you are doing is enabling and promoting further abuse. We as survivors of abuse inside this organisation are seeking justice and accountability, and the BFI awarding Tom Cruise only damages our cause. When will the BFI decide to stand with survivors of abuse? When will the BFI decide to listen to us? We haven't just shown up here today. I emailed Jay Hunt, the chair of the BFI, asking a meeting to express our concerns and said, would you listen to us as survivors of abuse and hear why this is offensive and harmful to our movement? We did not get so much as a reply, and that is why we are here today. This could have been avoided if the BFI would just sit down and meet with us to hear why this is harmful to our cause. My name's Alex Barnes-Ross, and I'm an ex-Scientologist. I was forcibly held against my will as a teenager. Many of my friends were forced to have abortions. Many of my friends were physically beaten by David Miscavige, the best man for Tom Cruise at one of his weddings. Many of my friends were forced to do hard manual labor as punishment by the Church of Scientology. This is the organization that Tom Cruise is the spokesperson for and chief promoter of. Many of Tom Cruise's staff are slaves provided by the Church of Scientology. They have signed 1 billion-year contracts dedicating their life to working for the church and find themselves working for Tom Cruise instead. They are paid £50 per week. This is grossly offensive, and by awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, all BFI are doing is supporting and promoting and enabling further abuse. Shame on you, BFI. Shame on you. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. We have nothing against Tom Cruise's religious beliefs, but do have a problem with the abusive behaviours that his church engages in. All you have to do is Google my name and you will see the hate site that Scientology have set up against me. They spend a lot of money following me with private investigators, doing what they can to try and cause a scene and discredit me as the next member. When are the BFI going to decide to listen to us survivors of abuse? The children who are being held against their will inside Scientology's C organization? When will we be listened to? When will we be given a platform? It's time to end abuse in Scientology. And it's time for Tom Cruise to be held accountable for being the beneficiary of slave labor provided by the Church of Scientology. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will at the Church of Scientology in London. And Tom Cruise is the chief promoter of this organization. The organization that spends millions of dollars attacking and harassing its former members and critics. By awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, the BFI is enabling abuse, and that is grossly offensive to our cause. Tonight, when you sit down to eat dinner with Tom Cruise, instead of discussing his achievements, perhaps you discuss the benefits that he gets from being the employer of slave labor. Perhaps talk about the abuse that he is fully aware of, and the abuse that he is supporting, and the abuse that he is paying for via donations to the International Association of Scientologists. Maybe ask how he feels about his daughter Suri, who he hasn't seen since she was a child, because of her mother's refusal to join the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is not just a Scientologist. Tom Cruise is the chief promoter and one of the figureheads of this abusive organization. Is this a noisy investigation? Yeah, exactly. Oh, how's everyone doing here? Hi Lara, welcome back. Alex, tell them about Connor's involvement in the chase wave. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a Tesla. Oh, I thought it was a Tesla. No. What is it, Polestar or something? Yeah. Shall I put this on you guys for a bit? There we go.
That man is wearing brace, which means in Scientology policy, he is PTS, a potential trouble source. Make sure he stays far away from Tom Cruise.
Boo! Are you? Thanks, Rachel. But the people are still arriving. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. I was abused as a teenager by the Church of Scientology in London, and we say it's about time the BFI take note and listen to us as survivors. There we go. Boom. So we are here, for those of you just joining, we are here outside the Rosewood Hotel in London, where Tom Cruise is about to be awarded a fellowship of the BFI, the British Film Institute, which is an insult to us survivors of abuse inside Scientology. We are here protesting to say it tarnishes the good name of the BFI. All it does is enable abuse, and it is simply disgusting. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. As a teenager, I was forcibly held against my will by the Church of Scientology London. Tom Cruise is the chief promoter and beneficiary of slave labour provided for by the Church of Scientology. By awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship of the BFI is only tarnishing its good name. When will the survivors of abuse by awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, putting his name ahead of our name as survivors of abuse? Why does he get an award, but the survivors of abuse do not? Jaguar showing up, nice. And think about it, when you spend your money to go and see Mission Impossible after the premiere on Thursday in Leicester Square, just know that your money is going towards the Church of Scientology. Your money is being spent on further abusing the critics and former members such as myself who have decided to speak out after being abused by the Church of Scientology. It's time for us to be taken seriously, and it's time for us to seek justice. Awarding Tom Cruise with a BFI fellowship only gets in the way of our cause. It is disgusting. Shame on the BFI. SP Chef, hi Sam, how's it going? I'll start watching from the beginning and catch up. And by the way, your nuts are being reserved for something special that I haven't announced on the channel yet. So there will be Sam's nuts very soon. But stay tuned for that one. Thank you for sending them. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. I was abused as a child by the Church of Scientology here in London, and it's time for us to be heard as victims of abuse. When will we be listened to? By awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, all you are doing is enabling and further supporting and promoting an abusive organisation known as the Church of Scientology. Tom Cruise is the beneficiary of slave labour provided by the Church of Scientology. It is grossly offensive for the BFI to award him with a fellowship. He already has the fame. He already has the money. He does not need a fellowship. All a fellowship does is discredit us as survivors of abuse who are seeking justice and accountability from the Church of Scientology. Just to give you an idea of how close Tom Cruise is to the Church of Scientology, David Miscavige, the leader of the church, was his best man at his wedding to Katie Holmes. And let's not forget that David Miscavige beats and locks up his executives over in America. That is the testimony of Debbie Cook, a former INT executive. BFI new meaning, bad fucking idea, shame on them, exactly. Shame on the BFI. Shame on the BFI. I think we couldn't be clearer what our message is. It's time to end abuse in Scientology. That's our message, and we're shouting it loud and clear. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. By awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, the BFI is only enabling and further promoting abuse. My name's Alex Barnes-Ross, and I was a teenager when I was in Scientology. I was locked, forcibly held against my will at the Church of Scientology, London. Awarding Tom Cruise with a fellowship only enables, promotes, and further supports abuse. When will we be listened to as survivors of abuse? When will we get justice? The BFI is making a grave mistake by awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship. We are demanding accountability from the BFI for awarding the chief beneficiary and chief promoter of the abusive organisation that is the Church of Scientology. We hope you have a lovely dinner tonight. Please ask Tom how Tasuri is doing, who he refuses to meet because of her mother's refusal to support the Church of Scientology. Ask him what he thinks about the many children who were locked away and forcibly held against their will by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, aboard his ship, the Apollo. Ask Tom Cruise how he feels about many children who have come out of Scientology and are not allowed to speak to their own parents and family. Ask Tom Cruise if he is really at cause over his life or whether David Miscavige is at cause over his life. Awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship of the BFI only hurts and damages our cause as survivors of abuse inside Scientology. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology, and we are here with our message that this is a grave mistake. Shame on the BFI. All right, what time is it? We should probably wrap up soon. I know. 7.
Get the late comers, get the stragglers, so we'll be starting again shortly.
Sure, this will be it, because people are going to be going in and out anyway because it's the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, they're not necessarily all here. There was a big group of people earlier when I think Tom Cruise arrived, because there was like a big group of them and they've all gone in now. What building is this? This is the Rosewood Hotel in London near Holborn. This is the location of the BFI Chairs Dinner, which is where Tom Cruise is being awarded a fellowship at the British Film Institute. Here we go. Lovely building. And it's a lovely hotel. I've been in there many a time for meetings and such. The dinner that is hosted by the chair, Jay Hunt, who will be awarding Tom Cruise the fellowship. Scientology suited Tom Cruise. He bettered his life with it. Now go and protest one of the biggest cults, and I might understand. Yes, we have definitely been protesting Scientology. If you look back on the on my channel, you'll see many other protests that we've been doing. If you look at the Guardian newspaper, the Daily Mail, the Times, you will see a lot of press coverage of the activism that we've been doing. It's time to end abuse inside Scientology. Too old. That's how I felt on my 30th birthday. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody here. Oh, where are we? Wrong way round. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We've been here outside the Rosewood Hotel and sending a clear message to the BFI that unfortunately by awarding Tom Cruise a fellowship, you are only damaging our case as survivors of abuse. Shame on the BFI. And please be assured, we're only just getting started. There is a lot of protest